My story by a woman who has lived, loved, lost, and learned. They say time heals all wounds, but what they don't tell you is sometimes the scars never really fade. I was just 16 when I left home. A small suitcase, a notebook, and dreams far too big for the tiny town I grew up in. Mama cried. Papa pretended he didn't care. But I saw it in the way his hands trembled when he passed me my ticket. Life in the city? Oh, it wasn't like the movies. I worked 3 jobs, slept on floors, and ate more instant noodles than I'd ever admit. But I was stubborn. I believed my story would be different. And it was. I fell in love, deeply. The kind of love that keeps you awake at night just thinking about his smile. But love isn't always enough. He left, and with him, he took the version of me that believed in fairy tales. I broke. But I didn't stay broken. I rose. I found strength in places I never looked before. In my voice, my work, my own company. I rebuilt, brick by brick, word by word. And now, I sit here many years later telling you my story, not because it's special, but because it's mine. And maybe, just maybe, it's a little bit like yours too. I used to think pain was the enemy. But pain taught me how to listen. After he left, I spent months blaming myself. Was I too much? Not enough? But over time I realized his leaving wasn't about me. Some people are just passing through. Lessons wrapped in human form. I started writing again. Pages filled with memories, regrets, and tiny victories. I wrote until my hands ached. Not for the world to read, but for me to understand who I had become. Then came the quiet season. No drama, no heartbreak. Just me, my morning coffee, a tiny apartment, and peace. Real peace. The kind you only find after everything else has been taken from you. That's when I met her. A girl with eyes like storms and a voice full of dreams. She reminded me of me, lost, hungry for meaning. I became what I never had, a mentor, a listener, a quiet lighthouse. She told me one day, "You saved me." But truth is, she saved me too.
I realized we don't need to change the world. Sometimes changing one life, even our own, is enough.
I never thought I'd fall in love again, not in that way. I had built a life around solitude, around strength. Love? That was a chapter I'd closed. Until him. He wasn't loud. He didn't sweep me off my feet. He saw me, really saw me, and stayed. He didn't ask me to be softer or smaller. He met me where I was, a woman with baggage, stories, and scars. We talked about books, old music, broken dreams. We laughed like we were young again. One day he looked at me and said, "You don't have to carry everything alone anymore." And for the first time in years, I let someone help me carry the weight. Together, we built a quiet kind of happiness, not perfect, but real. Then came the day everything changed again. Her name was Amara, a tiny cry in the middle of the night, wrapped in a blanket and every hope I never dared to say aloud. Becoming her mother was like starting a new life. Sleepless nights, messy days, but oh, the wonder in her eyes, the way she reached for me. I found pieces of myself in her. The fierce curiosity, the stubborn joy, the way she danced barefoot in the kitchen. I made her promises to never let her forget how powerful she is, to teach her that strength doesn't mean silence, and that softness, that's strength too. Time passes differently now. The days are slower, but the years, they seem to slip through my fingers like sand. Amara is grown, a woman now, bold, brave. She speaks her truth without fear, and I see it, the fire in her eyes. The same one I had once, long ago. Sometimes I sit on the porch watching the world move around me. Birds still sing their morning songs. The wind still whispers through the trees, and I'm still here, not the girl who left home with a suitcase and dreams, not the woman broken by heartbreak, not even the mother holding her baby for the first time. I am all of them, woven together by years, stitched with tears, laughter, and quiet triumphs. People ask me if I have any regrets. Of course I do. But I also have something more powerful than regret. Gratitude. Because I lived. I really lived. I loved fiercely. I lost deeply. I gave. I grew. I forgave, especially myself. And now, as I sit here, gray hair, wrinkled hands, a heart still beating, I know the truth. My story was never just mine. It lives on in the lives I touched, in the hands I held, in the daughter I raised, in the words I leave behind. And if someone, somewhere, hears my story and feels less alone, then it was all worth it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no